everyone.
Hi,
Good.
everybody.
So good to see everyone. I think we have some comments here I want to say hello to people. Oh gosh, you know what? This old mare ain't what she used to be. Sorry, I have to. Oh, here's my friend Susan loves to plan, and I call her Susan loves Chopin. For some reason, I always see Chopin in that. God bless you. Thanks so much, Susan, for coming. Oh, you want a reading. So I'm going to star you and say hello to other people. If you do want a reading, um, all caps, please, because I'd like to take these off. And birthday, I can do numerology and cards, and we'll figure something out for you. Okay, joyful journey. Julie V1112.
Julie V. Hi, Julie.
So you know who's in the house. Look at your folder.
With my monitor problem, I'm not sure I'll be able to. I think I've got everything moved over to one monitor, but I'm not sure it's going to work.
Okay.
But I think it will.
Okay. Well, it's fun. We always have a good time, no matter what happens. Maria is grateful, is here. Annie Hamlet, thank you so much. Leah, Charlie C, Sage of Fire. I'm not going to change your name. That's a great name. Maria is grateful. Thank you so much. Linda Kennedy, nice to see you. And Leah is here. And okay, I got you. Joyful journey.
Annie, I'm so glad you got your stuff finally.
Oh, good. Is that what it was? Oh, you've got a couple of interesting mentions here. Let me just get all of. I think I know what you want. I was a joyful journey. It's like when I text one line, send it. One line, send it. When I said a joyful journey, has all these little things going. Jennifer P from Canada. Mary Thornberry, thank you so much for coming. Can I make you a monitor? Coach Ellen, hello. Thank you so much, everyone. So Linda Kennedy, I am going to star everything. How we usually start this out is, as you know, we have a recap for the stars and then the prediction for the energies for the coming week from Lalit. But first, I would like to share a miracle with you.
Oh, yes. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Yeah. Okay, so I've been studying mediumship. I do mediumship pretty well and can zero in on everything pretty well with my tarot cards, but I'd like to do it without the tarot cards, so I'm practicing that. And so I've been aware of my guides, and I asked for a specific sign from my guides. They're giving me every sign except for that. And I said, okay, we got to get serious. Now I have a dirty clothes hamper inside the door, right inside the door of my closet. Toss in clothes, and then at the end, we pull them out. I pull them out when I'm ready to wash. And look what fell out. I'm going to try it's a little milk bone. The tiny itty bitty milk bone flew out of my laundry. This kind of milk bone, I don't feed my dogs anymore. I haven't had this in my house for a year. So I think it's my beautiful dog Newman that came in to give me a sign. And it's a precious little milk bone. I'm never giving it up. It's amazing. It wasn't in a pocket. It couldn't have been. I've washed those clothes plenty within this inside this year. So I thought that was a little miracle. So keep asking for your miracles and you will receive them. Thank you, Newman, for coming through. Maybe I should go into... should have asked Newman what he wanted to say. I forgot.
What was kind of a doggy was Newman?
Newman was a pound puppy, about 15 pounds, kind of longish or medium hair that never grew too much. And he was a passive kind of dog, a beautiful little dog. And at the time we had to say goodbye, it was there was something that happened right after that, after his passing, that upset me very much. So having him revisit is very nice, very nice. So, and anybody who has had a little miracle this week, besides the fat and smelly man in the elephant in the courtroom, we don't want to do that. But if you've had a little miracle happen, please add it in. I'll see if we can just because I think it's always uplifting to hear those really cool things. They really do happen. So, Lalit, are you ready?
I am.
Let
I
me see.
am. Let's get started, and we will talk at the end of my talk, which is going to be kind of brief. I unfortunately had one of my monitors poop out just before showtime, so a couple of visual aids that I had all set up for you, I don't have. I have the crux of what I wanted to tell you, but I had some cool things I wanted to show you, and we can't do that. But I can speak to you about the main things that are important. And last week you can refer to, if you want the astrological details on our recap, refer back to our May 24th broadcast where you'll see the astrology of it. But right now we're just going to recap what we'd said about Donald Trump and his astrology and what was going to happen and what in fact did occur, as we know. So last week, people were concerned saying, oh, Jupiter's moving into Gemini. Is it going to be good news for him? Remember, and I said, no, don't you worry, because he's going to go ahead taking a nosedive. And I mentioned that he would have a very sharp decline, both politically and in public approval and health-wise, and that would be very strong by it continued to decline the middle of June situation. The second week of June would be very strongly, very negative for him. And we found out that his sentencing date will be June 11th. And once he's sentenced,
that's going to be July 11th.
Oh, July 11th. Excuse me. Thank you. July 11th. Yes. Thank you for correcting me. And that, so yes, but he will be going from the middle of June downward, sharp decline to his sentencing date, July 11th. Thank you for that correction. I apologize. And shortly followed thereafter by the Republican convention. My guides have told me that he might get a short jail sentence, but after he's sentenced, that's when he's allowed to, first he has to be sentenced, and then he will be allowed to be applying for his, oh my goodness, the word is escaping me. When he wants a reprieve and he goes to the higher court. What is that called, Deborah? I lost the word.
Oh my God, I just lost it too. But appeal.
Thank you. Appeal. Debra saved the day again. So his appeal can happen after the sentencing. And at that time, he can ask the judge to remand the jail sentence until the appeal is approved or denied. So that means if the judge says, okay, you don't have to go to jail until the appeal is done, then he will stay out of jail until the appeal finishes. And that will not be before the election. So those are the possibilities. But in the meantime, he is really going to have a sharp, a snowball effect in all of the negative things that are occurring for him. And it's going to be very, very serious. So by the time that the convention rolls around, the Republican convention, I do believe that that although the Republicans have pretty much dug their trench, and they don't seem to be able to change the path now, because they're committed and they're deeply entrenched. And it's like that ship that ran into the bridge in Baltimore. Once that big heavy ship, it was the weight of an aircraft carrier, is moving. You can't just stop it on a dime. It takes time and a lot of momentum, energy to make a change, and they're going to be out of time. I think they'll go with Donald Trump, but there's going to be a lot of volcanic activity, rebellion, unusual things, strange happenings, and unexpected circumstances, maybe kind of a rebellion within the party. It might not happen directly at the convention itself, but a lot of Republicans like jumping ship or something like that, in a big, major way. Because I feel that this may not be the end of the legal problems, because I think that this first sort of breaking the ice of the legal barrier may lead way to there's still a chance for the insurrection trial. And at any rate, it's going to be very serious from him, starting but from the middle of June into the convention. Things will be really going south for him. And the Dems will, in order to get control of the Senate, the executive, and the presidential thing, the women are going to be really making a lot of inroads into the voting mechanism because of the abortion right thing and all of that. It's going to really change the picture. And there was one thing I wanted to show you, a little clip of Chuck Rosen, who was talking about the Trump supporters themselves. He said there is a 30% of the supporters that Trump has. He has like 30% of the people, but 5% of those really don't like him, and they're just sort of holding their nose, and they're ready to jump ship. But the strange thing that he said, Chuck Rosen brought up this little fact that the National Science Foundation every year they do a survey of people, and they ask people questions, and the National Science Foundation asks them, and they have been finding out for many years, and this figure stays the same, that 25% of Americans actually believe that the sun goes around the earth. And you've heard of those people that are called flat earthers. Apparently there are 25% of Americans, and this figure stays constant throughout the years, that really believe that that's a fact. And these people are 25% of the population. Strangely, how do you think that's a really unusual coinky-dink, that 25% of the people are also Trump supporters? And as I heard someone say, well, you can't fix stupid, but the red hats make them more easily identifiable. So that between the 25% and the 30% that he's got, he's going to lose several percentage points because of this, because of the negative thing with his guilty verdicts. He's going to lose quite a few percentage points from that group, and from the independents even more. So we are moving in the right direction. Do not have fear, because things are really working out exactly according to plan. And I think that you need to not be concerned, because it's going to take several months for this to unfold. And for us to get all the way clear of this issue will be after the election into December. Remember that, and don't let it fluster your feathers, because things are just going to take that much time. So the Republican Party will be imploding by the end of the year, and it's a very major change in our country. But you see that the we have much greater number of good people who are rational thinkers and who understand what's going on with our institutions and with our traditions and with our justice system will prevail. So be understanding that those energies of Trump he's going to be a non-factor by the end of the year, which is hard to imagine because he seems so powerful now, but he's diminishing very rapidly, and it's going to the amount at which he's diminishing is going to accelerate. The rate at which he is losing his energy, his vitality, his mental capacity, his physical health is going to be an extreme change. So we've seen lots of Gemini action, and these things are effective in his chart. Remember, we were talking about the Jupiter entering Gemini. It's not the way it's situated with trines to Pluto and different things they're not a positive aspect for him. Look how things are working out. Now, I do want to show you the chart for. I did have the chart of Jupiter. Let me see if I can get it called up. Give me a second here. I have the chart of Jupiter entering Gemini, and we have a new moon coming up. So what's going to be happening in the next week from the 1st to the 6th is all big events going into Gemini. And here, let me get the chart. I made a chart for you because my monitor is shut down, and it gives me a second to get it. All right, here's a picture of this is June the 6th, and I've made a purple bracket around all the planets that are moving into Gemini. So you see Jupiter this is for the 6th now, Jupiter in 2 degrees of Gemini, Mercury in Gemini. We have aspects to Pluto, which is in an air sign also. Both are in air signs. It's a beautiful trine. But Pluto, remember, is the planet of imprisonment, and it's hitting Donald's chart in a very strong way. For the rest of us folks, there are deep changes going on. And with the sun and moon together at 16 degrees of Gemini, and Venus is going to be Cazimi on the 4th, the heart of the sun. So you add all of this energy is very different than what we've been feeling. We've been feeling a lot of Taurus, with the Jupiter-Uranus thing in Taurus and the earth energy. Now this is going into air signs. And with the air signs being activated like they are, you're going to find that it's all about communication. Also public in any form, like publications, writing, phone calls, things like that. And with the Pluto in Aquarius, we have you need to get active in a humanitarian way. So you'll notice the news media are going to start changing sort of their take on things and the way they present things. And you're going to see that there's going to be so much energy in air that's going to be focused on communication, critical analysis, sharing ideas. Now, remember, you don't have to be a journalist yourself to just talk with the folks with family members and neighbors and things like that. You're not going to naturally, if you're talking to the 25% of the population, that's 1 in 4 that believes that we live on a flat earth, you're not going to be able to logically explain things to them. But don't lose patience with people, because we have to be very delicate in our communication. Oh no. Did I lose communication? Somehow Microsoft started showing me something strange on my monitor.
We're here.
Am I still there?
We're here. We're here listening.
Okay. So sorry. So when you deal with your neighbors and friends and people, try to be very gentle and understanding and peaceable, no combative attitude, because there's a lot of nervous energy out there. But hear them out, listen to their point of view, say something subtle, but it's up to each of us to help people understand what's really going on, because a lot of people don't have information. They might watch Fox News only or Truth Social, and they don't really know what's going on. So be gentle, because you can't change people's mind in a day, but you can open up their minds gently. And another thing I would suggest, because we really need this, you could do some volunteer work. Um, Especially if you're in one of the swing states where there are big Democratic offices working on with what they call a ground game, volunteer work in those places can be fun. You can just talk to people and stuff envelopes or work behind the scenes. You don't have to be uh, out in the public eye. And, if you don't want that kind of job, they have all kinds of things for people to do. And if you volunteer your time, you'll have some fun and you do something really useful. And the need to communicate is going to be so strong. If you feel that you're able to express yourself and change the mind of a few people, you'll feel so much better about things. But if you don't have time to do that, or don't feel like getting involved in politics, this is still about communicating and outreaching to people in a special way. So you might, if you love animals, you could volunteer at the animal shelter or the food bank or nursing home or something, but you can make a difference in people's lives. And any little act of compassion that you do, which comes from your heart without a thought about, you're not thinking about personal gain. You're just thinking about kindness and being helpful to humanity. You'd be surprised of the openings that can occur, and the communication the doors that will open when you deal with.
I just want to interrupt a little bit because I'm
Yes.
getting some comments here. Mary Thornberry says, I can't get them to stop watching Fox News and all of that stuff. Let me tell you, what you can do is surf the YouTube or something with Republicans, rabid Republicans that have switched over and are sometimes just nagging someone that knows you and they tune you out. Maybe if you just it says, look what I heard here, and this is giving me hope here, or whatever, and maybe they'll see something in a video that they can hang on to. And Ness says, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Ness. That's a question for you. I'm sorry. I'll star your name. Oh, that's good.
You want to keep things positive and not get emotionally negative at this time, because it's going to be very delicate. So try to think of a way that you can ease the conversation into something that is friendly and that will keep the lines open. You don't want to be
Right.
alienating people. That's not going to work.
SR says volunteering is so great. That is good. It makes you feel good.
Make you feel good. We need to do that. And then you can meet people when you're doing that, and you can talk to them on a human level, and then the doors open.
So about the upcoming energies for personally, what we as our group here, our tribe, enters in, you said there's a lot of air. So does that mean our thinking might be disrupted?
Yes. Well, it's not disrupted, but very active.
Yay. Book writing,
lots of mental
article writing.
Yes. And there might be, your mind be so stimulated that you might even have trouble with insomnia because you can't shut it down. And that's when the things like volunteering can help, because if you're out and about, if you do a little volunteering, that's for kind of physical and you're involved with people, then you're tired at the end of the day and you're able to get a nice rest. But if you just are letting your mind go around in circles, then it might be stressful and nervous energy that you need to dispel. So the point is how to get that need to communicate with people out in a positive, productive way that will be helpful to you and the people that you deal with. So you'll feel better, they'll feel better, and you might be able to open a conversation with, people that you wouldn't normally be having this conversation with. Once they get to know you, you can speak about things that are important. And
all right.
So it's a very big. So the full moon is on the 6th. Excuse me. The new moon in Gemini is on the 6th, and you want to be setting your intentions for the whole new cycle, because it's a whole month based on this energy. And communication is the number one key word this whole cycle. Everything is just extreme need. So you try writing letters, call people you haven't spoken to for a while, stay in touch with friends, relatives, neighbors, knock on your neighbor's doors, see if anybody needs help, that kind of thing. And when you just run into people in public, sometimes you might see someone, an elderly person getting on an escalator or something that needs a hand, and don't be afraid to say, may I help you? Or tell them what a lovely dress you have, and then say, can I help you do this or that? Can I lift that up or whatever?
That's nice.
That kind of thing, because the energy is going to be like that.
I think that's great, because our tribe here is that way, without the stars aligning in that direction.
It's going to be very intense.
In fact, I've got sorry. Oh yes, Leah. I had you start here. Leah says, oh, I love that picture of your cat. I learned from both of you that you are a healer, and it's been a miracle for you also. Once we understand who we are at soul level, that's why people strive to figure out their numbers, the astrology and all that stuff, because if we know who we are inside of that, because I won't go into my theories on that, but nonetheless, it gets easier. Life gets easier, and you're aligned to manifest well.
If I may make a suggestion for a technique that is perfect for this time astrological setting with all of the Gemini. Gemini does rule your hands and your head and your communication. Automatic writing can sometimes be real ticket. So when you first wake up in the morning is a wonderful time. It doesn't have to be that, but the new moon day will be wonderful. You have a nice piece of paper, you do some deep breathing, close your eyes, call on your guides, call your angels for help, because they want you to call for help. And do that. Just have your pen and pencil ready. You're in a comfortable position and free to write. You might even start with just some motions of scribbling a little bit, just to get the energy moving in your hand. And then ask a question. If you don't have it, but a good one to say is, what do I need to know today?
Mm-hmm.
What do I need to know today? That's a good way to start. Yeah. And what do I need to know today? And just whatever comes, write it down. Then at the end, put a little date on it, so you can look back on it and goes, wow, that was really true. And if you get the more you do that, the better the energy flows through.
True.
Because it's a technique. You're learning to use your muscles so that your energy flows through you and into your hand.
And another thing is that you may not write anything, words, but the movement connects your brain in a bigger way.
That's right.
It's your thoughts are aligned with action, and they can tap into it. It's like driving, where you just relax and drive
through you freely.
Yeah. So you might just get full thoughts, epiphanies. So go in with that answer, and it doesn't mean you're going to automatically write the answer, although that could happen. But you can get the awareness of what's going on. I do have one more thing. Now, Earth Star, I just have to, this is about the news of the day. And I'm sorry, we're not going to dwell on this, but I want to acknowledge Earth Star, one, as someone who is in my membership. And so she's learning tarot and numbers. And so she's done the numbers for 45 minus the 34 convictions equals 11. I love the way that her mind is working. And believe me, if you decide to go with numbers, this is Earth Star 1 is the way you're going to start thinking. You're going to add and subtract and figure out where the math fits in your life. Okay, I am on the starred. Let me go back to the regular ones. Oh, thank Sharon. Sharon Sipe. Are you back
Sharon.
working? God bless you, dear. Sharon Sipe helps me on this channel as moderator, and she walked her brother home. Was walking her brother home all of the last several. How are you doing, Sharon? We'd all like to know. I appreciate you helping me out on the on my channel, but we are all hoping things are well with you. Thank you so much for coming in. Okay, so I'm going to go back and find that answer, that comment from Sharon, maybe if she wants to come through. That's fine. I'm going to go with the starred. Uh, the starred ones. There was one more thing about. I'm sorry to do this, but there's someone with. Oh, here it is. My favorite title. Susan loves Chopin. I find we're talking about animal communication and blessings and miracles that come through. I found our little loved ones are always around. My little Maltese hasn't left my bed since she passed over a year ago. I think that, or in a year ago. Oh, God bless you. You must be thrilled for that. Just thrilled. And there was another one. I think it's Jennifer P. Yes. Jennifer P says, it's happiness when I find husky hair after 3 years. Isn't that something? I just
true.
love that. I just love that. Okay, so now we'll get down. Are you ready for some? Do you have anything more to say to recap and predict?
No, I think that's
All
that's
right.
the crux of it.
All right.
It looks like it's going to be a very good week. You're going to feel, you felt the change, right? Did you just feel it change this week? So definitely not just from the Donald event. I mean, you feel the energy changing before that even happened.
Isn't that
right?
funny? In the comments are saying, I can't wait for that name not to even be in the headlines anymore. I get it. When Linda Bartow and I are at the last minute, she says, you want to do a collaboration tomorrow at 2 Pacific? And I said, okay. So I just posted that live. And the thing I said, we're back and we're not talking about the elephant in the courtroom. So we're going to talk about other things other than that. So we had to do it here because that's the theme of our show. That's what we promised people. And, yeah, I haven't indulged in many YouTube
Everything's
videos.
working out perfectly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I have.
It's such an important time for our country and our world, and we're going to have big important changes
In a good way.
in a good
It's
way.
always a good way. Whoops. Believe it or not, I buried my cards over here. And Susan loves to plan or loves Chopin. Is here. She would like some cards pulled. I am going to do that right now. I'm going to move into your energy and spirit and give you some cards here. Oh, the message here for you for next week is this. It's very interesting you're here tonight to hear the message about being in your head. It doesn't mean that if there's a lot of air in the astrology or the stars or something like that. Yes, it influences you, but it doesn't mean it's going to harm you. It can be a momentous time for you. And it looks like you are holding on to, or a thought might hold on about the past. I've got judgment reversed. I've got the tower reversed, things like that. And so what I'm going to say is, and there may be some regrets about stuff you do. See, this is just a basket of thoughts a person has, I have them all the time. I'm terrible about this. Quiet house, just going to sleep or something, and I think, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I should have done that. And this is all long ago stuff. It's totally in the past, but I ruminate. So I'm bringing this to consciousness and speaking it again because everybody knows this. Everyone does this. I'm saying that you're headed. You're the what you have set in motion looks like, to your question about next week, what you have set in motion doesn't seem to align up to not having stinking thinking. I call it stinking thinking. So now forewarned, forearmed, right? So the minute you have a terrible thought about yourself, and don't talk to my friend like that. You just need to cut it off and not give it any nothing. Don't give it a judgment. Don't move your energy, move your emotion in it. And you will start setting up a synchronization. Life can set up a different reality for you next week. So this one isn't bad news. It's just acknowledging that sometimes your heart and mind go into the past like everybody else. I'm terrible about that. And I'm here to say this is a good week for you not to have your emotions drag you around. So I hope that helps. And joyful journey.
May I just comment on what you said, because it's so true regarding this Gemini mind energy that we have this coming week. Please, you should know that the incidents that are occurring around you that you're observing are not what's creating your reality. What creates your reality is your emotional response to those things that you see, and you are in control of that. So you can, through mastering your emotional state and doing, meditation and deep breathing exercises, come into harmony in a way that those events that might have seemed disturbing to you emotionally, now you see, oh yes, this is necessary part of the plan. And I understand that, and I'm at peace with that, and you'll be entering a state of harmony, even though the circumstances haven't changed. It's your emotional reaction to them that really creates your reality, and that you put also into the world. So you have to be very careful to guard your emotions at this time and keep them at bay if they're negative, or you're churning. Do some meditation and breathing to get yourself feeling in a peaceful, harmonious state, and then everything will change.
Yes. Awesome. I love that. So Joyful Journey has a question. Will my spiritual journey expand this year? I have two things to say about that. Yes, but so it will expand with a greater potential if you recognize something about yourself. You're moving into spiritual territory, which is your job, your destiny, I believe, is to go up into the upper octaves, get messages, and bring them down for us. But you need a protocol. I would highly recommend, if you are interested in things to study, that you research it enough that you can create your own protocol with it. Now, I teach a protocol with tarot and setting up readings and all of that stuff, but they're my protocols. I teach you can use them, of course, but as you're studying things, it's amazing. You're in a one personal year, so it's like a buffet. You're going to be interested in one thing and just go all in it. And then another interesting thing will come up, and another interesting thing. So here's my advice: to expand to the full potential of a one personal year in your spiritual journey is to say yes to everything, to learn whatever interests you, follow your imagination, follow everything. But I wouldn't just put everything into that one thing. I want you to just take bites of each candy. Okay. If you're anything like me, and I think you might be, is you anchor things in. So if I want to study something, I buy everything that Amazon offers about that. So I'm prepared with all the tools. And then I lose interest or I don't have time to do it. Right. So this is the year to just take a bite of each different candy. And then if after around September, October, you're going to have a growing interest in one or two things. And that's when you start figuring out a protocol. If you want to do mediumship, there will be a personal protocol you follow to get into the room of knowing. And if you do that, yeah, this year you're going to be amazing. You are for life path, meaning that we rely on you to keep us grounded. You know, you can go into the upper octaves and you can have a good time up there, but for the most part, it has to make sense on earth. Whatever you learn up there, it has to make sense on earth. You're going to be a very, very valuable advisor if that's the direction you'd like to go in. I'll leave you with that. And Linda Kennedy, may I have a, sure. Do you have anything going on for, oh, you can't get into your files, right?
I can get into my files. I won't be, I might not be able to show them.
Oh, that's okay. We just need a quick
so
look, see if you have Linda Kennedy.
Do I have Linda?
Linda, did you?
I don't.
If you don't have her, that's fine. I'm going to go into.
Look.
All right. Well, I'll just go ahead into a reading for you. God bless you. The very first card out is Three of Cups. So that means socialization. It doesn't mean necessarily going out on dates and, one-on-one stuff. It's usually a group, which is really fun. And Knight of Wands, things can change quickly. This coming week coming up isn't going to be your traditional week. There's going to be okay, here it is. There are going to be opportunities coming up in the coming week where you can say, heck yeah, on something that's new and fresh. So it can be weird, like a girlfriend calls and says, let's go have a spa day. Heck yeah. Let's go out to dinner. Heck yeah. Let's fly to Vegas. Heck yeah. It's going to be those things where you get an opportunity, say yes out of the blue. And it shores it up with the Wheel of Fortune. So it's not in your awareness really to just drop everything and go somewhere. You've done it a little in your life, of course, but this is going to be kind of fun little opportunities to ask you to do something new this week. Did you find Linda?
I don't have any Kennedy.
Okay.
And I don't know if I have it under another name.
So Linda Kennedy, if you would like to have a reading from Lalit, of course, she has private readings on her website, or on just email her, and you've got the information in the show notes. Then if you ask her for a chart, then she will put you in her system, her file, and which would mean that when you come in and ask a question like that, she'll be able to tap into what might be benefiting you this coming week as far as the stars go. So if you would like that, please email her.
Yes, Linda. And so you don't have to pay me to do a chart for you. I can send you not a reading, but your physical chart and a basic interpretation and your transits and things. It's not a reading and it's free. And then I access that during our show because I have a file of everybody's material, and then I can look at that to answer a question you might have.
Here's I'm gonna skip you, Leah, but you're right close by. Annie Hamlet. I have Aries in my 6th. Will my health improve soon? Aries in my 6th. It's Annie Hamlet.
I do have Annie.
Okay. Right. While she is looking for that, I'll go ahead and throw a couple of cards down for you, sweetie. And now here's the Wheel of Fortune came up again, which means an uptick in good fortune. The cycle of reward and blessings are on the upswing. I do have things going quite smooth for you with the Two of Wands. But I asked what's going smooth for you. And the next card is the King of Pentacles. So this is either a person that the relationship will improve or be highlighted, or it could be your finances will be highlighted in a good way, because you can't beat the wheel. It's really good. Did you find Annie?
I see Annie's chart. I'm sorry if I will describe to you. I don't know if Annie wants me to show it. I might be able to call it up, but I will tell you this, Annie. Your 6th house is clear right now with the Aries. But what you do have that will be affecting your health is you have Saturn in Gemini in 7 degrees. So all of these planets that we've been talking about in Gemini are hitting your natal combination of Uranus and Saturn. This is the push me, pull you, expanding, contracting thing. That what we were talking about, nervous energy and, oh dear, my AC went on. I hope that isn't really so loud. I actually turned it off and it came on anyway.
You got a ghost.
So you are going to be having some, that shall we say, some you are having some anxiety and some worries about things that are affecting your health, and it's more on the mental plane, and it's going to be an intense month for you, very active, and I don't know if you for there might be some kind of a relationship problem that will be triggered at this time that will cause you a little bit of grief, that you're feeling maybe a little bit you're not feeling the freedom that you are longing for in your personal expression. You're feeling that someone is trying to a bit control you, maybe in a relationship that's causing you some physical problems.
It's all connected, isn't it? Your emotions, your thoughts, and
So
then your body follows
is
suit.
clear, but you have a little bit of a problem in this. It's going to be a very intense month for you.
But we always like to leave you with hope. The thing is that understanding what's coming means you don't have to suffer with it. That's the nice part. So if you know there's a challenge with someone or something, when it starts coming in and you feel it triggers you, that's when you can make new choices.
And you can be more aware that this is going on.
Oh, doesn't mean you have to suffer ever.
Temporary thing that I know what this is coming. I know what it's about, and I'm going to deal with it. And soon everything will be resolved. But do some activities that will keep you grounded mentally.
Yeah. Okay, I need to move along. We got only a few 10 minutes left, and we still have meetings to do. So Alice calls in and she says, May I have a reading? Of course you can. Remember, Alice, you are experiencing a 9 personal year, which means you need to let go what just doesn't work for you anymore. And the blessing on this year is that what you're supposed to let go of will be so ridiculous it's easy to let go of. But it's difficult for you because you see the big picture. I'm seeing here where uh, it's a lot like me. You're a master number 33, and I'm not a 33, but it's hard for me to let go of items in my house because they are so cool. I have the coolest stuff, and I found a hard time letting go of it. But I know as I move closer to my 9th personal year, I'm going to be able to release all of that. 33, it has a little bit more challenge with that because you see the big picture and you say, well, maybe I need this down the road, right? So I do see that for next week, we've got the Hermit card. Hermit card means to retreat into solitude with spirit. Spirit will meet you there. It's like spirit has a message for you, but you need to be quiet to hear it. And I do see one of your spirit guides, the Page of Pentacles. I do believe there are, and also the family card. So I believe you have a joy guide waiting in your cave, your hermit cave. So you will have great messages, great fun, and they'll be lighthearted messages for you, direction for you. I hope that helps. Thank you, Alice, for being a member. I really appreciate that.
I did, Alice, call up your birth date, but I don't have your time or place, so not too many details. But it looks like generally, very briefly, your situation is improving a little because we had that Taurus configuration of Uranus and Jupiter that is now moving away from you. So things are becoming a little more stabilized and a little less traumatic for you. You're going to have a little bit of respite, breathing time.
Awesome. I like that. Having a respite. It's like the hermit card.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
so it is, isn't it?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. The respite.
Respite
I
with
love
your
that.
little lamp.
I love that. So I'm moving into. So we have some readings to do, of course. Now, to be able to jump right to the the first ones, because regular readings are just at random. If you are a member for me, then you get to the top of the list. I'm sorry I didn't notice you were there, or you would be the first one. And Alice, but if you want to donate to one of the links down in the show notes, that will pull you right up, and you will become a priority. Leah, I'm sorry. You would like to ask for a message from your guides. Yes, yes, yes. You won't believe what it is. Okay. So it ends with the Two of Cups. So remember when I said there are things that happen that are which synchronizes up the most probable future. So you just can't mess with this. The only thing that spirit is saying is don't think too much, and that's going to be hard. Apparently it's going to be hard for all of us because Lalit told us about all the planets in air. Don't think too much. This is the Ace of Swords reversed, because it will make everything kind of unstable. So it tells me that even with family, it tells me that maybe you are misremembering. This is prediction just for the next week. You may be misremembering something in your thoughts, that feeling that you might come to the idea that someone had a motive to challenge you, when really you're not really picking up on the right motive or if they planned it or anything. Now, I'm saying this because it looks like closer to the end of the week. It's this positive two of cups. Why don't you take heed and stop stinking thinking for next week and bring that two of cups closer in? This is a very positive card. You're working with either your passion, enjoying your passion, your activity, or you're enjoying someone who you would like to be passionate with. So let's move that from late next week into right now. And how you do that, the road to that success is to watch your thoughts. I hope that helps. Do you have anything to add?
I don't have any data for Leah.
Okay. All right. That's fine. We will continue on. And we have Jennifer P. What do my guides need me to know right now? Jennifer P. She was in our group. So you might have her chart.
Okay. Would I just have it under Jennifer? I don't have anybody with the last name P that starts with a P.
You know, this really is weird. I want to tell you something. I swear I don't stack the deck or anything, but what Lalit said about the air signs, your thoughts, and all of that stuff, man, I'm getting the cards. It really is that. So it looks like you're going to master going straight ahead with something, moving forward with something, Jennifer, and then hit a wall with your thoughts. You're going to worry. This is the nine of the nine of swords, which means losing sleep. And then I have the seven of swords reversed. Swords are thoughts, and so nothing's being taken from you. It's just that it's not. I think you get overwhelmed. I do too. But the week ends with the 10 of Cups, which is very harmonious. You're going to find harmony on all aspects of your life. But why don't we bring that in without the worry, without the sadness? I know the Wheel of Fortune is always turning. It goes, happy, sad, good, bad, mundane, but it always does improve. Let's be the master of our own destiny and change our thoughts, change our perspective, change our strategy. Then it works into changing action. So I am going to bless you and leave you with that. I do have someone who it looks like. Thank you. Marby just came in and she would like a general reading. She donated. Thank you very much. Marby, you are next. I don't know if you have Marby's.
I don't see it anywhere.
So, Marby, if you wanted to drop Lalit an email asking for your chart, she will have you in her file. And if this isn't your real name, just make sure
you keep it consistent.
Yes, she'll file it under Marby, so she's able to find you. But then she will pull it up from her files and have something to add with that. But I can certainly give you a reading right now. The topic is going to be focus on one thing or another. In other words, moving out of indifference into something that really makes your heart sing. And I believe there's something that's in your life that has kept you from doing that, from moving forward. And so you've done a lot of work. It looks like with the Four of Swords, it looks like you're going to be doing a little resting after a long battle, right? That's what the Four of Swords is just taking a rest. But look what it produces. The 10 of Cups, that is wishes for, this is the 9 of Cups, wishes fulfilled. So it means, your week looks fabulous right after that. Right after that is this burden, 10 of wands. So how am I going to read that? How I'm going to read that is it will be revealed in the next card. You see, that's how I teach this stuff. So I want you to understand. So here we are in the middle of the week with the wishes fulfilled and then the 10 of wands, which means whatever you've been planning and trying to manifest in your life is probably going to come all at once. But good news is this: you're going to be handling that avalanche of good fortune that's coming in, and it won't be as much of a burden because spirit is right along with you. The six of swords moving into calmer water. So it starts out with a little busy, and then it goes into taking a breath, and then it goes into feeling really awesome. The 10 of the 9 of cups. I keep wanting to say the 10 of cups. And then all of a sudden you get busy again. So, but understand that spirit is with you. Spirit is with you. And the week looks quite nice. Just ride the wave and try not to worry too much. And don't overextend yourself just for this week. Don't say yes to everything. Just say yes to whatever you want to. Okay. So I hope that helps you, dear. Thank you so much for your donation. I do appreciate that. That's marvelous. And I'm looking at some other things. We will go into the start again. That's sweet. That is very sweet. Yes. Another sister of 33. We had a 33 earlier with Alice L. Yes, Alice L. So 33. So your sister is here, Alice Ness. Energy reading for the next 7 days. And I have got good on family. I know that sounds weird. Maybe that doesn't sound weird, but what I'm seeing here is that you're feeling better about situations with family energetically, because I have the 10 of swords, which upright means feeling like you've been thrown under the bus, and I have it relaxed. I feel it. Whatever hardship was before, it moves you into, I mean, you mature over it, and you don't hold I mean, you're really balanced spiritually, and I don't think that you're down for long when you get into a bummed out feeling. You're not down for long because you know how, well, 33, you're going to dive into something that makes you happy for sure. And but the reason I said family is I have the 6 of cups. If you feel like you're alone and it's not family of origin, this would be your tribe, who you're with, who you're studying with. You're going to be fine financially. I have the 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles means you are doing fine. You are covering your bills, but it might indicate someone might want to lean on you saying, hey, friend, can I have a loan or something like that? It's very important for you to say no, because that's what the 4 of Pentacles message is for me that I have. And it looks like with the lovers upright means opposites meeting up and doing cool things. This could be business, school, all that stuff. It is reverse. It doesn't mean you're not going to get along with anybody, but what Spirit is saying now is that I believe next week might be, Spirit just said Holy Week. Next week is Holy Week for you. So you'll find peace there. So that's the message for next week, Ness. Thank you so much.
Yes, I know I have your chart, but I know it's under another name, and I look through all of them. I can't figure out what name I have it under.
I used to know. I think I knew her real name, but that's the thing. We'll start.
So I will need to. I'm going to make a little chart that's like an Excel file. your
Well,
screen name and your real name so I can look under screen name
you
and
can
see
put
what's real
screen name, YouTube name along, in the title.
just in my just in an Excel file
Yeah.
so I can cross-reference it because I know I have it, but the name doesn't come to me.
Well, we'll work it out. We will definitely work it out. Oh my goodness, and we are over our time. I don't want to bore anybody. Any or people get tired. We've held the same group for the whole hour, and I do appreciate that. Oh, here we go. Uh, Ness says, Lalit, I can send an email now. So she's going to send an email
Okay.
so check your email if you can. Let's see this. And we are through with messages. I'm sorry. I starred everybody in order. We took them in order. If you are a member, join my Learn Tarot or Learn Tarot and Numbers. There's 2 classes. If you join one of those or just join the level that's just for support to help me out, that'd be great. But when you are on a live like this, you will pop up as a member and then you get priority. Susan, who loves Chopin, says beautiful readings and inspiring this evening. Thank you so much. And we have that. SR Kish, I'm very, very sorry. I have some people still starred here, but I will not be able to move into it. Alice, thank you for the donation. You're so sweet. I appreciate you so much. Alice is a member that just donated. We really appreciate you. Now, do you have any closing remarks for our tribe?
I just got the email from Ness, and no wonder there was no name because there's only initials, and I have it under the initials. And so I
Okay.
have it, but
Okay, go ahead.
I couldn't see it yet because I don't have my monitor and I can't see it, Ness. But I'll look at you for next week, okay?
All right, we will not forget that.
I won't forget. No,
No, not at all. Oh my goodness.
thank you. I'm
are
sorry, Ness. I'll look at you for next week.
She says, no worries, Lily. No worries. She's such a sweetheart. I adore everybody. Every single person means the world to me that comments, puts a thumbs up, listens to the replay. All of that, it just really, really helps. And you're a special tribe to me. I didn't think I needed this. I didn't think I needed you. Because I'm independent and I always like, oh, and it's a surprising how dedicated I feel to this tribe. And if you're interested in learning how to do something I know how to do, I'm gonna help you to that. So anyway, thank you. I won't get real mushy on this. And
Oh, I want to get a little mushy.
okay.
I think about you guys all week long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're always in my heart, and I'm always thinking about what do I need to say and what would be the best information for everybody. I'm always thinking about it. It's my number one most important focus.
Yeah. I know did that surprise you when you started? I think it surprised me. I really do care about how they feel about me and the messages. I mean, it's just wonderful. Thank you so much. And
Thank you, everybody.
We will see you next week.
Thank you.